Hold on. I see some people. I see some people in the chat, but I can't see the chat. I'm trying to get this fixed. Hold on, everybody. But welcome. Welcome, everybody that's in here. I'm just trying to get this chat. I can't see the chat for some reason. But I can tell that people are typing. Hold on. We're going to fix this. Hold on. Great. OBS, right? OBS. Lovely. It logged me out of the chat somehow, but I'm like able to live stream on OBS, but I'm not able to see the chat. I think I fixed it. Here we go. Oh, now it's not showing anything though. Okay, hold on. Let me actually just pull up the live stream on my end here. I'm just trying to be able to see what everybody's saying. Here we go. There we go. Finally, we're good. All right. Spazdor's Agricultural Supply, Ominous Shadows, Arlie, Sorto, Rhyme Time. Good to see you guys. Good to see you guys in here. So what we got going on today is a live Discord Q&A in a little bit. Let me actually start Instagram too. We're going to get started at 8 p.m. I'm going to put the link in the YouTube chat and we're going to pin it. But how's it look, everybody? Can you hear me? Does it sound good? Is it laggy? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. I actually was having some problems with my graphics card, so I'm not even on a GPU at all right now. I'm on pure CPU, all right? Hey, what's up, people on Instagram? Hold on. Oh, great. Here we go. Hey, all right, people on Instagram, listen. I'm doing a live Discord Q&A, okay? Now, you can get into my Discord by either going to my story, I have the link there, or you can go to my link tree, which is naturejab.info, and then you can get to the Discord through there. What we're going to be doing is a live Q&A. People can come up, raise their hand. They'll be able to speak, and so you guys on Instagram will only be able to hear. You won't be able to actually ask questions. Same for people on YouTube. You got to actually be in the Discord to ask questions. When you join, you also be able to kind of be in there and wait and stuff. So, yeah. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Ominous Shadows. You said good across the board. Great. You said, dude, I've been around since your first dreams. I love what you do, and I'd love to be able to participate in your test if available to. Yeah, Riley, send an email to booking@naturejab.com. With like whatever type of vehicle you have, blah, blah, blah. And you said, keep being you, my dude. Thank you, Ominous Shadows. So what we'll do, we're going to be starting the Discord Q&A at 8 p.m. So in the meantime, I'll let a few of you guys in on Instagram. But one question, okay? Because we got to get started in 5 minutes on Discord. And once we get started on Discord, if you want to ask a question, you got to join the Discord. That's the only way. No, I'm not in Houston. I'm back in Georgia. But I'm going to Chicago. Okay, everybody? Hold on. I'm going to Chicago next week. Okay, so you can RSVP to Chicago. Let's see. naturejab.com/meet. So you can RSVP there. Let's see. Okay, we got some questions in the Instagram. You said, Polar Bears Man said, are you planning to start a business? I already have a business. NatureJab is a registered business in the United States. You already know, you asked, what's the end goal with Plastine? It's really more to get rid of plastic and to make fuel, but the end goal is to basically have these stations all over the world at a decentralized level in every city, every country, so that way plastic can be dealt with at the source and got it, completely destroyed, no microplastics. And of course, we have fuel. We have the Discord posted in the YouTube already, guys. Yeah, I got a security detail in Chicago. But if you do security or you have a venue space, you have a food truck, whatever, still DM the Pyrolysis Tribe or send an email to the what do you call that? Send an email to booking@naturejab.com because I'll still be able to take a look and see, you know, potentially as backups and stuff. You know, it's great to have many different backups in place. So what are we doing? Oh, we're starting in 2 minutes. The Discord is starting in 2 minutes. Let's go ahead and load in here. Let's see. Yeah. And so hopefully we'll get a few people in. You said, please no trolls and haters. Everyone be respectful. Yeah, let's all definitely be respectful for sure. But you know, let's be real. I think trolls are definitely to be expected in this. And this is a reminder to everybody in the Instagram and YouTube that's coming in. I'm doing a Discord Q&A. It's going to be starting in like a minute. And the only way you're going to be able to ask questions is if you're in the Discord. So you can go ahead and join the Discord right now. It's in the link tree. We have it pinned in the YouTube. You said make every guest go on camera. That would be kind of good because we're leveling the playing field because I'm on camera, right? So I don't know. But most people, look, I promise you, if I did that, like half the people that would be in there would not answer anything. All right, I think I can start it now. All right, we're going to start it now. And I can go on camera. Hold on. Hey, let me get the chat. Listen, you guys in the Discord, can you guys hear me? Hold on. Let me turn my camera on. Can you guys in Discord hear me? Yes. Great. Okay, look, I don't know why my camera isn't turning on. Let's turn it on. Here we go. All right. Great. All right. So, let's see. How do I go ahead and let people up? Now, I got to make sure there's sound on Discord because I don't hear anything right now. So, I think you guys can raise your hands to come in here. Hold on. I'm just trying to make sure there's sound. Like I can hear you guys are asking questions. You know? Let's see. All right, I'll let you up, D. Let's see. Oh, crap. How do I do this? Oh, shoot. Oh, invite to speak. There we go. Hello.
Yeah, hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Perfect.
All right, what's your question?
No, I didn't have one. I just wanted to make sure that my mic was working.
Oh, thank you very much. Yes, I can hear you.
No problem.
All right, great. Yeah, guys, so those of you that want to come up in the Discord, raise your hand. I'll let you guys up. In the meantime, you said so troll friendly. No, I'm not saying we're troll friendly, but I'm just saying that, you know, it's kind of expected on the internet. All right, we got a question from Compton. All right, Compton, you're invited up to speak. Hello.
Hey, it's nice to say hi to you and stuff. So I don't really have a question regarding like what you're doing now, but like your process. Like, did you get the idea from any existing papers and stuff, or was it just experiment?
Yeah, so when I first started my research when I was in high school to turn plastic into fuel, my research was based on research papers from all around the world on general plastic pyrolysis, so turning plastic into fuel, you know, what it entails, what it looks like, how to do it, how it works. And then it ended up becoming a lot of practical, you know, hands-on in the field type of knowledge gained through my own observations when it came to doing it over the years. Because here's the thing, right? I was researching plastic pyrolysis, which is very common, right? And then eventually I wanted to build a microwave pyrolysis machine, which at the moment I couldn't find almost anything on how to make a handmade microwave pyrolysis machine. So once I started to get into that, it was completely just my own observations, right? Because I was reading papers and they had like these professional small microwave pyrolysis machines, but nobody anywhere on the internet I could find had a handmade microwave pyrolysis machine. So it really was just practical experience.
Have you seen over in, I think, like the other side of the world, like the third world countries, like they're burning basically all the plastics in a giant tube, and they have it over a fire that they like start for days and days just to get it hot enough, and then they start rotating the giant container with full of plastic.
Yeah, I've seen that. I mean, and it's so sad because the amount of air pollution and the amount of people that it affects when they just are burning plastic like that is insane.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Right? And I know, for the record, my process turning plastic into fuel is not the same as burning plastic. When the plastic is turned into fuel, it is a different chemical product. You know, just like how crude oil is turned into plastic, and then, you know, the plastic is no longer crude oil. When we turn it back into crude oil, it's no longer plastic. So yeah, I mean,
for sure.
Pyrolysis, you know,
what they create is a lot darker, and what you do is like you can see it's clear, so it's obviously more organized.
Right, exactly. So I mean, that's kind of the one of the things I want to touch on the most, because these third world countries, they definitely experience the plastic problem the most, more than anybody else on Earth, and you know they also experience a lot of fuel shortages. So this is kind of a solution to both, right? And they're cleaning up the environment, and they're not having to burn plastic like they've been doing and creating horrible smog and horrible air quality for everybody, right?
No, I see that as like one of the first applications for even just adding a microwave type of function into it, because it's so simple. Like, I know they get trash microwaves over there, but they just don't know how to use it.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, it's not simple to build these machines. Not simple at all. You know, I've been doing it for 5 years, and I'm still learning a lot.
Not simple, no.
Yeah,
it's small enough though.
But yeah, in that case, I mean, the way I see it is, if I could get these machines decentralized and put everywhere out there in these countries, then it won't be an issue, because they'll just be all over the place. And if we can get them operating off of solar, now they're able to take the sunlight and make fuel off of the sunlight and get rid of plastic waste at the same time. So that's kind of my vision. But thank you for your question. I do got to get on to the next guy here, but you can always ask another question, and I'll let you back up next. So take care. I'll put you back in the audience. All right, Pennywise.
Yo, what's up?
What's up?
My camera's not on. It's like 2 in the morning. So, but anyway, hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Question. So when you convert in plastic waste to fuel using your pyrolysis, whatever it's called, how do you manage variations in the feedstock, like all the mixed plastic types, all your additives, all the contaminants? What specific steps do you use? Because obviously you homemade everything.
Yeah.
So how have you taken all that into account? Do you use catalysts? Or is it all temperature control? Or
so the thing about microwaves,
fuel quality?
The thing about microwaves is you pretty much can't control the temperature, right? So, and in terms of even feedstock, the truth is, if you're really trying to deal with plastic waste and not lab setting perfect plastic mixes, you never can control that feedstock either. Because even if I was doing 100% plastic bags, the plastic bags that are like gray from Walmart are slightly different from the plastic bags that are brown from Publix, right? So it's impossible to have that truly. So the way I try to manage the feedstock is actually on the back end, right? Downstream. I have, for example, filters that do have some catalytic, well, maybe not necessarily catalytic, but for example, the natural gas product, right? All of it goes through an activated carbon, activated alumina, silica, and bentonite filter right before it gets to the tanks. And so what that does is that's going to adsorb onto any long-chain hydrocarbons that may have made it through the condensing system. And we don't want any long-chain hydrocarbons in the natural gas alternative, because then that means if those were to be burned or combusted, right, they could end up making byproducts other than CO2, water vapor, maybe carbon monoxide, right? So that's consistent across the board of whatever I put in the machine. And then, of course, you know, different plastics, different things put in will make you have slightly different oils. And all of those variants or variations are dealt with on the further downstream when I distill the oil. So I never use that plastic crude oil raw like it is, right? I always fractionally distill it after. And in my fractional distillation setup, I can have catalytic systems in place. I don't currently, because of simply cost and availability, and I'm still trying to get the analysis done on just what I have now, but the goal is to have it to where I can have some type of catalyst on the distiller section that can basically reform everything to be like exactly what we want, no matter what the base feedstock is.
Doesn't that cause a lot of energy loss though?
No, not necessarily, because a catalyst such as zeolite can easily be regenerated inside the machine itself, right? While you're already processing the plastic. Well, I guess it could be clogged with carbon, perhaps, but nonetheless, it could also be regenerated simply through the natural gas alternative product that's produced anyway. So it's not really going to be an additional energy demand, and the distillation itself is undergone through the natural gas alternative I make. So I power the distiller through the natural gas alternative, so there's no additional energy. It's all kind of within the same loop of the process.
Okay. Happy days.
Thank you for your question.
It's been done for a bit, so
all right. And if you have another question, you can always raise your hand again in the audience, and I'll let you guys back up. Oh, sorry, I let you down too early. My bad. I meant to let you say your farewells. You said, Ritorium said, yo, bro, because of you, I stopped degooning. My life is better. Well, listen, if you are actually serious, good on you. You probably watched that video I made where I said, stop watching porn. And if that's the case, right? I mean, good on you. Absolutely good on you, and I'm proud of you. I hope you're not joking, but to be honest, you never know on the internet. In the YouTube chat, Tony, you said, I can run your truck on Plastine. Is it a diesel truck, Tony? Where will you be in Chicago? It's to be disclosed. I don't have an exact venue space yet, but we will. But Tony, if you have a diesel vehicle and you like to let me, you have a 7.73 power stroke. Okay, yeah. So Tony, you're in Chicago, I'm assuming. If that's the case and you got a diesel, then please email. I'm gonna type it in the chat. And same goes to you guys on Instagram too. Email booking@naturejab.com. Booking@naturejab.com. And yeah, we're gonna make it work because I'm looking for a diesel in Chicago, all right? Because yes, everybody, I'm coming to Chicago next week. You said turn his mic up if you guys feel like he's quiet on your end. Oh, I can turn my mic up. I think I can. Well, anyways, who's next? Who has a question next? You said, how much did the machine cost you to build? Oops, I did not mean to do that. To react. How much did the machine cost you to build? Is it just me or I'm awake at 5:35 a.m.? Where are you? Well, anyway, regardless, Mark 4.5 currently, I would say it's cost about $30,000 if I had to guess. And we're about to do a massive upgrade with solar panels. We're going to need about $20,000 in solar panels and solar panel equipment like batteries and such. So that's going to bring it to about $50,000, right? Either way, you said ordered some Jabberoma, ready to test it out. Hey, Zach, the OG, thank you very much, my friend. And I hope you enjoyed. I know you will. It's very good quality stuff. It works very well. It smells very good. To those of you that don't know, Jabberoma is my natural products brand. I make completely natural deodorant, chemical-free, 100% handmade in-house. Even the essential oils are 100% handmade in-house. So if you guys want to support me, you can do it that way. Tony. Okay, yes, Tony, please send an email to what I put in the chat to booking@naturejab.com, and we'll be in touch. Of course, I can't disclose like my phone number and stuff on the live stream, but thank you, Tony, and I'll see you then. What's up, Punisher?
Hey, what's up? I just I don't really have a question. It's more that people have asked this in the Discord
Okay,
and stuff,
sure.
and have not been able to find you saying it. Can I get you on record saying that you're not the inventor of this process, that it has been researched by some people?
Yes.
You're just the one putting the boots on the ground to try and get it going.
Yeah, I can go. I absolutely said so. Yes, I am not the inventor of plastic to fuel or even microwave pyrolysis, using microwave to turn plastic into fuel. In fact, so much so, I was able to do a lot of what I did through reading research papers of machines already built. However, I am the first person in the entire world to build by hand a continuous microwave pyrolysis reactor, and specifically handmade at that, right? And when I do get my machine to run off of solar, I will officially be an inventor, because I'll be the first ever person in the entire world to build a solar-powered continuous microwave pyrolysis reactor in order. So I will be an inventor soon, but right now, no, I am not an inventor. I'm an innovator, just like I put in my bio, and I did not invent plastic into fuel, but I am innovating the process.
That's
all right.
That's just what I wanted to get out there.
For sure.
People kept asking, wait, this guy doesn't know that people are already selling microwave pyrolysis machines? We've said this several times. see, the issue is you have made a lot of statements that a lot of people don't see because they're not
There's a lot
all
of
in one
yeah.
place.
There's a
So
lot of media.
So something to talk about would be some kind of like disclaimers page or something. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. I gotta update the website.
Day.
I gotta get a better fact section on the website, like kind of more, because the fact section I have is currently like the FAQ is currently kind of more set up for like other businesses reading my website, not for people necessarily, like asking like a lot of the big questions people ask. So I'm definitely gonna do that in time. But no matter what, I always like to like let my actions speak louder than my words. So at the end of the day, the best thing I can do, is to become an inventor by doing what I'm going to do. Because unless somebody beats me to the punch of making a solar continuous microwave pyrolysis reactor in less than a month, then I will be the inventor of that. I've already checked myself. You can't find it online anywhere. It's just a theory at this point. So we'll see. But thank you for the question. Like I said, I'll let you back up if you have another question. We got some people that want to come in. So thank you, Punisher. And guys, Punisher is an OG. He's been around since he's been around for years. All right, Christian, I'll let you up. You have a question. I see you say Jay, but you gotta raise your hand in the Discord. I'll let you up. And Tony has a truck with 600,000 miles ready to go, driven daily, a diesel 7.3 Power Stroke, and you're in Chicago, right? You're in Chicago, right, Tony? So if that's the case, we will be running your truck next Tuesday in Chicago. I'm coming to Chicago, everybody. Next Tuesday, you can RSVP at naturejab.com/meet. Memory said, where does he drive? 600,000 miles. Yeah, that's crazy. That's a lot of mileage, but it's an old truck, right? I would assume. So, you said that is mine. What is this? Oh, shoot. Hey, where are you? Where are you based, Pennywise? Christian, you want to come in or not? We're going to let in, like Mike and I let in Pennywise next. Because I don't know what you're doing, Christian, but, well, come in then. All right, come in after like Mike is done, Christian, all right? All right, Tony, I just got your email. Thank you.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
And I got a random one for you.
Yeah.
Are you, I don't know how willing you are to give this answer, but have you been approached by, say, like the Men in Black, the oil industry over here trying to shut your ass up?
No, fortunately, I've not been approached by any oil oligarchs yet.
There you go.
Yeah, so fortunately, that's not a thing, but the good thing about what I do is even if that does happen, I'm public with everything. I share everything, so it'll be very hard to just make something happen and just get away with it easy,
Ripped it off like a band-aid. That's all I want to know.
All right, well, thank you. And if you have another question,
brother.
you can always come back up, put your hand back up. Thank you. Take care. All right, Christian, thank you for being patient. You said come to Canada, somebody in the Instagram chat. Yes, guys, we're going to start the international stuff too. Definitely will be coming to Canada. I probably will really start international things next year. Thomas B., thank you for the order at Jabaroma. He ordered some deodorant, it looks like. Christian, you ready?
Hey, man. Yeah, how's it going today?
I'm doing great. What about yourself?
Oh, man, I'm doing wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, man. I'm very inspired with what you got going on. And, were you able to, I don't know if the name, were able to piece it together, but we went back and forth talking about potentially the hemp project.
I heard about that conversation. I think you were having a conversation with one of my team members, not me directly on that. But I did hear of that because you're going to be sending me some hemp, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They said about a trash bag full would be fine to get started with.
Mm-hmm.
They said shredded up would be fine. And this would be your first time interacting with the hemp to work on it, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. And how long, I mean, just excuse my ignorance, but how long until, like, that process takes to get it turned into your R&D and everything?
Well, I'm currently in the midst of some very big upgrades to my machine. So, and of course, that's my priority. And as well, my priority is to get my my solar set up and then my samples analyzed. So if you send me the hemp, I might not be able to get to it until a few months, but I will get to it though, no matter what.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah,
I'll make
I'm
a whole
very
video
excited
about
about
it.
it.
For
And,
sure.
you're saying that you don't know if it will be exactly gasoline, but natural gas it can resemble for sure.
Yeah. So if we were to put things in my machine like food waste, grass, things that aren't made of petroleum, they probably will not turn into a gasoline or diesel alternative, but they will 100% turn into a natural gas alternative because I've already done that before. Like I've turned literal food waste in my machine into a natural gas alternative. And grass is why I have videos on my YouTube of that. So that's how those type of things work.
Oh, cool. Well,
Yep.
sounds good, man. Yeah, I'm just
All right.
very inspired with how the medicine, the hemp plant can turn into biodegradable plastic. It can do hempcrete, hemp wood, and just and now getting into the experimenting with the gasolines. So yeah, I was just wanting to get on here and get on the same page with you, introduce myself, and I'm excited to get this project going.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. And I look forward to seeing what the results will be. So thank you, Christian. And if you have another question, you can raise your hand and I'll let you in next. Welcome back, Pennywise.
Hello, I'm back.
Yeah. You're back.
Oh, it's only a quick one.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about when you answered my question.
Yeah.
So, obviously, with the different plastic types, they absorb microwaves like different varying efficiency. So, do you not get hot spots or like uneven heating in your homemade setup? And how do you maintain consistent heat distribution across the feedstock as well?
Great question.
Do you add like any carbon-based substances, or do you add anything like wave guides or magnetrons?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you exactly what I do. I was just laughing because Amulet said Pennywise sounds like his profile picture, and you absolutely do. You absolutely sound like Butch. Yeah. From The Boys. It's so funny. Yeah. Hey, thank you for the $2 super chat. Jiggle. I thought it said Jiggle Jesus. Jiggle Jess on the YouTube. He said, "Don't let them stop you. Only you can save us." Jiggle Jess, thank you for the $5 super chat. You said, "Bro Jap, is it safe to use your machine outside? Do we need to donate for an indoor venue? Worried somebody can mess with you out there." Well, I've been operating my machine outside now for half a year, and I've been fine. I love to have an indoor warehouse space, but it's kind of safer outside because in the event of a leak or something, it's not all contained, and it's not risk of explosion and stuff. And there was one other thing I had to answer. I'll answer your question, Pennywise, in a second. A guy said he wanted to build my machine, and I'm not gonna. He said, "Don't sue me." Listen, look, all my stuff is open source. I will not sue you. I will not come after you, even if you built my machine and you end up making millions before I even get a chance to go to market. But if you do choose to go down the path and build my things, please watch every single one of my YouTube videos. I've made a lot of mistakes over the years and a lot of things that can be avoided, and there's a lot of tips and tricks, and please be careful. I don't recommend it to you, but please use the resources that I provided if you choose to do that. Now, to answer your question, Pennywise, yes, microwaves do have hot spots. No matter what you do, they will always form hot spots. That's why the inside of my machine has the shaftless auger blade, because that helps distribute the heat evenly, right? If I don't have those auger blades, the plastic simply will not evenly break down, and none of it will actually carbonize. You just have little clumps that somehow do. And you're right, every single type of plastic absorbs microwaves differently. However, every single type of plastic does break down into carbon ultimately, right? So what I do is I actually mix my plastic with solid carbon black, the byproduct at the very end of the machine, and that allows the microwaves to very evenly absorb microwaves, and then they're going to break down into carbon, which helps more plastic absorb microwaves. And then at the same time, the blades are spinning, and it's all kind of just flowing well together. And that's how at the very end we're able to have super dusty and it's not pure carbon, but there's no plastic left in the carbon, no hydrocarbons left, right? It's just minerals and carbon dust left over because it's evenly heated, pretty much stirred together, and then evenly absorbing microwaves as one big mass.
What you get no plasma buildup at all?
Oh, I do, and the plasma works brilliantly for the process. There's a YouTube video and a TikTok video I made a long time ago kind of showing the plasma. I used to have a little sight window on the side of my machine, Mark IV, and you could see the plasma hot spots, and they work great because the carbon and any type of metals or minerals, form those arc points, and that just helps the plastic break down better. So it's brilliant.
It doesn't cause it to be unstable. I thought the plasma would be...
No, because of the blade spinning, the heat from that plasma just ends up kind of getting spread out amongst all the mass of plastic, right? So it all kind of ends up working out.
Okay. Happy bloody days. That answers my question beautifully.
Yeah.
Thank
And where are you
you.
from, by the way?
Wales.
Oh,
In the
okay,
UK.
okay. Yeah, makes sense. I love the accent, by the way.
It's normal British.
Yeah.
Bottle of water. But yeah,
All right.
thanks for answering, mate.
Absolutely, absolutely. You have another question? Always feel free to raise your hand again. Rico, I see Rico's next. All right, but Tony, I got your email. You're in Chicago. Let's make it happen. And I'll bring the diesel up next week. Please RSVP, Tony. I mean, you're gonna know the time of the event and stuff, and you're gonna see. So to everybody that's in the live stream, I'm going to Chicago next week. We already have like 60 people RSVP. This is going to be a really cool event, really big event, and I'll be running a diesel engine live. The first diesel engine demonstration live in front of 100 people will be happening. What's up, Rico?
How's it going, Julian? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. I had recently met you on Saturday.
Awesome.
Down in Austin. So
Awesome.
obviously we've met already. So
Yeah.
I heard that you throw food waste into your machine. What is the byproduct of that so far that you've gained from that?
So I have the video on my YouTube, and so I got 3 products. Of course, I got carbon, and then I got natural gas, but then I got this weird, horrible smelling liquid that smelled like if you took like a garbage disposal, like all the stuff that comes out of garbage disposal, and you just put it into a juice, like a salt, like a one liquid, and the liquid never was flammable. It almost was like food juice. It was so weird, but I'm pretty sure it'll be great fertilizer. I don't know. That we really had to look at that under proper analysis, but it was a horrible smelling liquid. But we did get natural gas and carbon, which are both useful fuel products.
So you wouldn't want to throw that through your machine again, obviously, correct?
Oh no, I don't mind. I'm gonna one day put dirty diapers in my machine. Like, I'm out here for the science. I'm out here for the observations. So even no matter how horrid the products may be, at the end of the day, everything is just chemistry. Everything is just chemicals. And, this liquid, I'm sure, could just go right back in the machine and be broken down and cracked into it. Basically, is just water and oil, no smell at all attached to it. I'm sure, probably. So we'll see what happens, right? I'm definitely going to do food again because it's been so many years. The last time I put food in my machine, it was in Mark II. And we're all the way on Mark 4.5 now. So we got to, kind of retouch all the will it pyrolyze series again.
With your 5th edition of your machine, would it have the continuous factor of it?
Well, I'm only going to be continuous with the plastic. I'm not going to be continuous with any of the experimental things I'll be putting into the machine.
Understood.
Just because I'm optimizing the system to continuously feed plastic, and I don't want it to clog or damage anything, putting other things in there. But that, hopefully I'll one day be able to build a machine that can literally just take all types of waste universally and just make consistent products on the back end. That's the goal.
Understood. So your long-term goal would to pretty much create a whole new waste system? Is that what you're looking for?
Yes. I want to be able to take all human-produced waste and handle it and process it in the same machine, all organic waste, that is. Process it in the same machine and have consistent products that come out that are clean and usable fuels that can power any engine without modifications. That's the goal.
Got you.
But thank you for your question, Rico. It was great seeing you this Saturday. Take care.
Alrighty.
Thank you for the $2 super chat. You said, do you know any good machine shops around you? Well, I am a welder, so I have connections to some people with machine shops locally, and of course, I can always put out a video saying if I need a machine shop in Georgia. It's just been that at this point in time, I haven't needed a machine shop for anything on my machine. Everything is kind of at the handmade level. Tony, what's up? You said, I believe fully in this, man. At my work, we burn through easily 100 gallons an hour running 2 microwave generators. Goodness gracious. 2 microwave generators. Oh, 2 megawatt. I'm like, microwave generators? What are you doing at work? 2 megawatt generators and cats. Yeah. Crazy. If even a small percentage of the fuel could be converted into plastic, the savings would be crazy. Exactly. Because if the machine can operate off of solar, the machine has no cost to operate. Literally, pretty much none. And then you're able to make a supplemental fuel to save money from plastic. And you're storing the sunlight too in the fuel form. And of course, you're destroying the plastic, getting rid of microplastics. So it's brilliant. The vision is very simple. We're gonna just have to implement it, and then we're gonna have to kind of weave our way through all these governmental regulations and all this political fuel stuff. But come on, we're gonna get it to work because the real power is in the people, and the people believe in this. The people are here. Guys on Instagram and YouTube, I'm in Discord. The Discord link is pinned in the chat. You can come in there. We'll be asking your questions. I'm gonna let you up in a second. Like Mike, I'm just kind of trying to answer these questions we're getting here. I hear some cash apps going off, but I don't have my other phone, unfortunately. Do you have? Thank you for the $2 super chat, Jiggle Jess. You said, do you have some getting started docs? I'm curious. I do. I don't know exactly what you mean, but I do have a Google document that's exclusive to my Patreon members or my subscribers on Facebook or Instagram, or my YouTube members, where I basically have my parts list to the upgrades I'll be working on. All right, like Mike, last question I'll answer before I let you up. Horia said, what is the octane rating of Plastine? That's a great question. I can't tell you because you have to send yourself to a very specific lab to get a proper octane test. But guess what, Horia? Guess what? This Saturday, Bob from Bob's Garage in Houston, Texas, let me put my Plastine inside of his vintage truck. And he is a hot rod shop. He builds race cars. He does all that type of stuff. So he knows his stuff. And his vintage truck, he says, Jasmine B, thank you for the Jabberama purchase. She bought some deodorant. You will enjoy it. But anyway, Bob, he told me these vintage trucks do not work well on any octane below like 87 or 93, pretty much. We put my Plastine in his truck. The engine sounded so beautiful. You can go listen to the sound of the engine on the video now. And listen, mind you, he builds race cars. So he does this. And he told me, he said, the way how that Plastine burned in that truck, it comes off like the octane is over 100. I have it on video. I got to upload the video. But he said it. All right? He said it. He said the octane comes off like it's over 100. So this is race fuel, if that is true. That would be amazing. I, of course, would love to see the exact numbers myself, but you could listen to the engine. There was no knocking. The engine sounded beautiful. And those older engines do not work well on low octane modern gas. So that's awesome. All right. Like Mike, sorry, you've been patient. Now you're up. Sorry, I just kind of went on a tangent there. Welcome back.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I just have another one for you here. It says, how can the average Joe with not much money help you?
Well, sharing the message is always so important. That's a part of the whole appeal here, just kind of sharing the message to the whole world. And other than that, I mean, because obviously not much money, you probably can't donate, right? I would say you could do research into particular problems that I have. Like when I do YouTube videos, sometimes I'll share little minor problems I'm having. You could do research, help me with that. And then, kind of suggest or comment solutions. Another thing is I am continuing to grow my different businesses, and I will eventually be having openings for even like little background roles at Nature Jab, Jabberoma. So that'll come about, but of course those will be limited positions. So yeah, I would say those are the main ways that the average person could help. The most important is, of course, engaging with the content, sharing it, and being a supporter.
Yeah, networking, I can see that being huge. Yeah, now you understand. There's a lot of us young men out here out of work, looking for our path, looking for a way out of just 9 to 5. But then yet we're more willing to work sun up, sun down.
Right.
It's not as simple. Life is real not simple. We all know this. We're not really looking to be fair, but there's a lot of skate rats, skate park homies that have put so much time and effort into learning a dumbass skateboard trick. Didn't get paid, broke bones, spent hours in the sun. Now we're out here adults. Not really loving the skate park scene anymore. They're just tired of it, burnout. We're looking to work. We're looking to build the future in a better way. Plastine, that's kind of the shit. Free energy, Tesla. Come on, that's the dream. What do we do? Where do you need land? You need us to start leveling out a freeway for you to be able to transport your gas.
Well,
That's what mine is.
well, yeah, I guess in that case, you know, if we're getting more specific like that, I am looking at the next piece of property where I can build Mark V onto. And so I'm kind of looking all over the United States. You know, I am willing to move wherever it may best fit. So, you know, that's a way to, and that kind of taps in with the networking aspect of things. You know, if you're a supporter and you're constantly watching my footage, you know, you always know when I have a need. And of course, you know, you're leveraging your network and yourself, and of course, to whatever need I may be asking for. So I would say that's a part of the networking for sure.
Thank you, bro. Just know there's a lot of us willing to work, put some time in for you. You're the first like younger Elon Musk that we're seeing on the internet doing something powerful, doing something that is just gonna change the world in a way that's honestly, unless you're a greedy bastard just in it for the money, which I don't think you are, I don't know. I really don't know you. I'm just looking at Instagram. I don't get that feeling.
Well, I guess time will tell. I like to let my actions speak louder than my words, but you know, I would tell you with my words that this to me is about, you know, all of humanity and all of Earth here. You know, we want to just kind of make things.
Don't sell out. Please don't sell out.
Never.
All I beg you, please don't fucking sell out to the guy, whoever. I don't know who it is. Men in Black, like I said earlier. Fuck them.
No, you won't catch that from me. That's not why I'm here, you know. But thank you for your support, brother. And like I said, if you have another question, always feel free to raise your hand again. I'll let you up. Noah Cook on YouTube said benzene has an octane over 100 and poison burns well. Well, Noah, if you let's say that my fuel was predominantly benzene, and that's why it had a high octane. Well, if you're combusting benzene, if you look at benzene chain and you're combusting it, and it goes through a catalytic converter is actually designed to catalytically reform hydrocarbons such as benzene and reduce them just to CO2 and water vapor. And of course, with it being combusted, and we know it's being combusted because the engine is running and there's, you know, producing power, so there's combustion happening. That lets us know that, you know, at the very least, majority of the benzene would be combusted, which by nature would break apart that benzene chain and break it into smaller hydrocarbons, which is the very nature of combustion, right? And then thus those various other hydrocarbons would be caught in the catalytic converter, and then that wouldn't be a problem. Benzene's already in gasoline, and they already use benzene, in fact, to increase the octane of gasoline when you get to the very high octane levels of gasoline anyway, and it operates off of the same principle. Not necessarily that benzene is not a poison itself, but more of a fact when under combustion, complete stoichiometric combustion and through a catalytic converter, the only emissions you're going to pretty much be getting will be CO2 and water vapor. Thank you for the $5 super chat, Dave Young. Have you had any interaction with Moses West, who transformed air into water? Dave Young, you'll be pleased to hear that last year in September, I went directly up to Pennsylvania and I ran Moses West's air into water machine directly off of my plastic diesel. So I essentially turned plastic waste into water for the first time in human history last year. So yes, I certainly have had my interactions with Moses West. Tony, you said megawatt. Yeah. I assume the megawatt generator. That's crazy. So you said I'm in Chicago. I plow my gardens with tractors with your fuel. 2 garden tractors with coalers. Oh, I'm definitely Antoine. You definitely got diesel tractors for sure. I definitely know. So I mean, look, you can send me an email as well, Antoine Bookend at naturejab.com. I love to have backups. Maybe if we don't. If maybe Tony isn't able to make it, maybe we can run one of your tractors. We've yet to run a tractor off of the plastic diesel, so it'd be great to have a tractor for the first time in history to run off of plastic waste. Let's load up Stray Hydroblade. I remember you, Stray Hydroblade. I was actually watching your YouTube video on the crossbow you made out of rebar. It was very cool, a really fun watch.
Hold on, I'm trying to get this. Oh, there we go. Hey, what's up?
What's up? How you doing?
You said you were looking at the crossbow video?
Yeah, I was just, because, like, I remembered you in my Discord server a long time ago, and then when the video popped up, I watched it, because I love that type of stuff, and I'm like, wait a minute, this dude sounds so familiar. Straight, like, the picture and everything.
Do you remember when I was on your live stream on Instagram, like, 6 months ago or something like that?
I remember the mustache, yes.
Yeah, so it's me. I was the reason I was raising my hand was because you were talking with that other person about looking for some land, basically, and I was like, how serious are you looking for some land? That's
Well,
the question I have.
Well, I'm very serious because I would like to, have Mark V built, in the proper renovated piece of land and kind of in its own warehouse in a way. So I'm pretty serious. The timeline, I'm kind of just getting way ahead of it because Mark V won't even really begin until probably I get a big government grant, which might not be even until the beginning or mid next year. But always good to get ahead of things.
Are you? You said government grants, so you're thinking you'll get a government grant?
Yeah, like the DOE. Once I finish my machine, get it to operate off of solar, and I get all my of my white paper done. The emissions, the analysis, the energy input output. I think it'll be pretty easy to get grants because that's everything anybody could ask for. In the process, and then of course I have all the proof to show it works, the evidence to show it works. So I think that it'll be pretty smooth from there.
I see what you mean. Let's see. What do you want land for? Like I thought, I've been following your journey since like a little bit before you moved to the new property that you're at now.
Yeah.
So. What's wrong with the property that you're at right now? Because you've been in there and you're building Mark 4, 4.5 or something
everything
like that.
I'm building on that land, it's non-permanent. I cannot build permanent structures on that land. Everything I'm building there has to be moved. So I'm saying I can't lay out a big concrete slab and put up a good garage and stuff and all that type of thing. I cannot do that type of thing to this land I'm on. So that's the main issue.
What kind of size building are you thinking about?
I would say probably maybe 100 by 100 foot concrete slab, and then the structure on top of that.
Interesting. And are you opposed to traveling to go to this land, or
Well, yeah, I am.
Try to keep in a certain part of America or something
Yeah, because the whole point of why I want to get to this point, I'm already driving 4 hours every time I want to see my machine. 4 hours there, 4 hours back. And so wherever my strategy is going to be concerning this land, it's either going to be that it's land that I purchased near me, or I end up moving to wherever this land is, but it's going to be somewhere where it's not super in the middle of the countryside. It has to be kind of more closer to a city, but not obviously in the city, because I want people to be able to have the opportunity to come and drop off their plastic. So that's kind of the requirements I'm looking for at this point.
So you're kind of wanting to stay in a populated area. Because I think right now you're around I seen you were going to Texas a lot. And because Texas is really populated. You prefer being near Texas, or?
Yeah, I mean Texas has so much land. I'm honestly thinking Texas will end up being where I ultimately go. Texas has a lot of land for cheap, and they have land that isn't really super far. The Pennywise posted an island I can buy, a private island for $218,000. Well, Pennywise, that would be great, except for when it comes to getting to and from the island and having people drop off their plastic. What am I gonna make them swim? Do a little triathlon to get the plastic to me?
Okay, I guess that's all the questions that I had
all right.
For now. Anyways.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Take care. Compton. We got a question from Compton. I swear, it always gets so hot in the rooms when I'm doing live streams for more than an hour. It's crazy. I don't even know why it gets so hot in the room. It's all the talking, right? What's up, Compton?
Hey. So I noticed, I think this is true, the microwaves are going the long way on your machine. So they're at the end and it's facing the other side of it.
The microwaves or the magnetrons are mounted all throughout the length of the machine.
So on the top, going down.
They're kind of angled, so they're not directly at the top. They're not directly at the side. They're in between. I don't know how many degrees it is, but they're like this.
So are they at the distance where a stationary wave is forming?
I couldn't tell you that because I have no way to possibly have the tools to know about what type of waveforms are forming inside the machine, unfortunately.
Well, so I just in regards to efficiency, like if you know the length from the magnetron to the other side of the cube, it's a Rayleigh Jeans cube. That's what this is called, and you can have the frequency of the microwave be at the corresponding frequency to the length of the other side of the cube.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. But what ends up making a whole bunch of variables are my auger blades, because at some moments the microwaves have a clear shot from the waveguide all the way to the other end of the chamber. But then when the blades kind of spin, they kind of get in the way sometimes of the chamber just a little bit. And so it's kind of tough to know without some type of instrumentation to kind of help me get a grasp of what type of waves are forming in there. I don't have access to those type of instruments, not yet at least, to know for a fact.
So do you maybe see, like in addition to the turning of it, maybe have a smooth siding so you have stationary waveform?
I mean, I haven't had any problems with how the blades have been. You know, they have never prevented the microwaves from degrading the plastic, right? Over all the years I've built these shaftless auger blades, just by the nature of the very design, it's never been. And, you know, another issue is, of course, I have so many different magnetrons, which are, you know, I'm sure operating just slightly out of frequency with each other. And so it's possible that the waves are potentially, you know, when they extend too far out and hit the other waves from other magnetrons, potentially clashing with each other. It could be destructive interference, or it could be constructive interference. And so there are all these type of more specific microwave questions or things I'd love to be able to know, because this is how you get the efficiency to the next level. But just at the scale I'm doing it and with the limited instruments I have, we really can't do much about it, especially because I am using magnetrons, consumer level magnetrons. You know, the minute you want to get like solid state magnetrons, the price is just insane. And so I can't tune the frequency of the magnetrons themselves. I can't change how they operate, or, you know, if they're going to be in, you know, frequency with each other, or like if it's going to be like a negative frequency with the other one, so they kind of build together. All I have is my own observations based on what I see in the machine and how the plastic is breaking down and the temperatures I'm achieving.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, thank you. Great question. You said, big fan of you from Pakistan. Much love to Pakistan, Romeo, on the Instagram. You said you're hiring herbalist. I will be hiring soon. Antonio, hello from Tennessee. Much love. Antonio is an OG as well, guys. He's been around for years. Suka D's Nuts 2.0 said, I love this guy. I love you back, Suka D's Nuts. You're sure going to love my nuts. He said, when are you going to go collect plastic litter from the outside and use that? One day I want to do something like, because I'm based in Atlanta, and I want to have like an Atlanta plastic pickup, where like we just go around, take an hour, you know, we group up people, we take an hour, we just go pick up as much plastic as we can. I have me a trailer, throw it on the back of the trailer, and then I process that plastic. I would love to do that, you know, some community things, clean up the environment, my local environment, you know. And yeah. Let's see, what time is it? 8:45. Okay, 15 more minutes. We do 15 more minutes. You know, we'll be at an hour on the Q&A. So if you guys have questions in the Discord, you can raise your hand. I'll let somebody else up on the Instagram in the meantime, since nobody has a question on the Discord. Let's see. I'm sure you guys will be able to hear the guy on Instagram. Let's see. But for you guys that are on Instagram or on YouTube, you have to join the Discord to ask questions for the most part. Hello, how are you?
Fine. How are you?
I'm good. What's your question?
My question is that how you made that thing?
So how I've made my machine, I've taken a lot of research from many different places over the years and put it together. I did a lot of research, read a lot of research papers from all around the world. And then I really just got to building, and, you know, I didn't limit myself or my mind based on what was around or what wasn't around. I really just worked hard, and I did a lot of observations and always open to growth and learning. And that's how I got to where I am today. I've been doing this for 5 years.
Yeah.
Is that your only question?
No. I want to know that where have you worked? Which company?
I've never worked for another company. I've always owned my own businesses. So, yeah, I've only worked for my own businesses throughout my life.
Yeah. Thanks for that. But I want to know how you made that machine.
Well, I just told you how I made the machine.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your question, and you take care. Much love to you, and thank you for your support.
I will talk to you later.
You said, bro, are you a genius or what? I'll be honest, I don't consider myself a genius at all because, like, I consider a genius like the person who made the magnetron. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a different level. I just consider myself somebody who works hard and who believes in themselves and, you know, applies themselves, right? Doesn't let anything limit their mind, right? But I feel like a genius is like a different wiring of your mind where, like, you can, like, do like, I feel like if you're a genius, it's kind of hard to be a genius and have social skills because your brain is literally just wired in a different way altogether. So it's hard to even be able to do things like this. But then you could do whatever you are designated to do overly well to a crazy degree, right? So I don't consider myself a genius. I just consider myself, like I said, a hard worker who applies himself, doesn't limit myself. Because you know what? NASA actually said that everybody from the age of like 1 to 6 is considered a genius, but then it gets taken away by our own limitations. So think about it like that, right? If we didn't limit ourselves, we would all kind of be on a different level. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not on any different level from anybody else. All I did is I tapped into my potential, made my potential kinetic, right? And so if you do the same, so I can't be a genius because if all I did was make my potential kinetic and you have the same potential as me, we're actually the same level. To be a genius is like your brain is on a different level because you're literally wired differently. So like even if I try my best to be at math, right, and I apply myself all the way, you just naturally just all the way up there because you're like, that's just how your brain works. Like your brain was made for math, for example, if you're like a math genius. And so my brain, when I was in school, there was nothing particularly that I was that good at, just naturally, right? I had to always apply myself. But that just goes to show, above all else, the power that we all have as individuals. It's all about your mind, literally. That's what it's all about. Can you drop the link so we may buy the deodorant? Yes, Dave Young. Here we go. Jabaroma.com. www.jabaroma.com. You can get deodorant made by me there, 100% natural, no chemicals, 100% essential oils, 100% made in-house, and it works. We look at the reviews, look at the testimonials. It works. Lasts the whole day. What's up, Antonio? I see you in the Discord. Good to see you here. Please post this live on your profile. People will need to come back to watch this. All right, I will. Hunter. I post them all on my profile. Okay, let's see. Somebody else on the Instagram wants to come up, so we'll let. Nobody's raising their hand in the Discord, so we'll keep letting people on the Instagram up for the next 10 minutes until somebody raises their hand in Discord. All right, Jack. Oh, somebody just raised his hand. I'll let you up in a second after Jack comes up on the Instagram. Oh, what? How did he get up here? Who let him up? Hold on. Who did that? Oh, yeah. I was just trying to wait on Jack on the Instagram so it wasn't a conflict here. Like both people coming in at the same time. Okay. Well, we can let him up. I don't think Jack is coming up on the Instagram. We can let him up. All right. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello. First of all, it's an honor speaking to you.
It's an honor speaking to you.
I love your work, and I think it's really good for the environment. And you know, it's a really good process on recycling. But I have a question. Like, what is your long-term goal? Like, do you have any plans for this project to continue in the future?
Yes, I've already been doing this for half a decade, so it will behoove me to not have any plans for the future. And the future plans are, I want to have these machines on a decentralized level in every single city, on every single country on Earth, where plastic can be dealt with at the source and turned into valuable products. So litter of plastic will be non-existent because now plastic is truly seen as a commodity and valuable product. That's the goal.
I also have one more question. Will you be selling like any of the products you make, like gasoline or plastiline?
If I could, I would. You know, it all comes down to the government and regulations and the EPA and stuff. I'm going to get my fuel to the point where it absolutely passes all the EPA things with flying colors because I can kind of manipulate my fuel to do whatever I want it to do. But will they actually allow it to be sold? I don't know. We'll have to see when we get there. You know, they're very finicky with things, especially in the U.S.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care. And if you have another question, feel free to raise your hand again, and I'll let you back up. And that goes to anybody on the Discord. Let's see. You said, what do you do with all the waste? My machine really has no waste because every single product is useful. So there is no waste.
Yo.
What's up? What's up?
What's up, man? Great. I didn't think you would answer, to be honest. So, yo, what I want to know is you collect some natural gas from the machine, right, as a byproduct?
Yeah.
Do you also use that when you're distilling
the
oil?
Yeah, so I use my natural gas product to heat my distiller, so it's all in-house. The refining process does not require any extra energy input.
And you also use that for the generator too?
No, I don't use that for the generator. The goal initially was going to be to use the refined products for the generator, but I kind of moved away from that because of simply like when I get the oil out the machine, it takes another additional few hours to refine it, and so it just wouldn't be enough time to like consistently have it going back to the generator, run the generator. So instead, we're just going to run the whole machine off of solar, and then that won't even be an issue at all. It'll just, be free off of the sunlight.
I got you. All right, bro. Respect. Just one last thing. If you can ever come down to Toronto, you got a whole fan base here. We want to see you. We'd love to do a meet and greet in Toronto.
Yes.
We're not too far, just a little bit south. North, sorry.
Oh, you're north. Yeah, you're not down from me. You're certainly up.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? As a matter of fact, hold on, because I will be in upstate New York next month. How far is Toronto from upstate New York, like the drive? How many hours is that?
Probably like 3 to 4.
Oh, really? Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll let me across the border with my fuel. What do you think?
Oh, jeez. I don't know about that.
But would they let me across the border with a tank full of gasoline?
Yeah.
So what about
Jerry can?
Yeah, I have it in the can. I'll just tell them I just bring in some fuel with me, right?
Yeah. I don't think they want to hear the whole Plastine situation. But if you just tell them like, hey, yeah, this is just gas, I'm sure they'll let you.
Hold on, let me look something up. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, look it up, man. I can see Detroit from some parts of the city.
Oh, really? Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. So the part in New York I'll be at is about an 8-hour drive from Toronto. Which I mean, to me, I don't consider a drive a long drive until it's 10 hours plus. I do 8 hours a lot because I do 4 hours every time I want to go to my machine and then 4 hours back.
Yeah.
But so I don't know, because I'm going to start international stuff for sure. But at the same time, I feel like I'll need to calculate things more because I've never been international. And so I know Canada isn't that different from the U.S., but I definitely want to have people in place to make sure they're guiding me in the right places and stuff, safety type of things. But and also, of course, crossing the border too. Haven't done that before.
Yeah, of course.
So
of course. But if you ever want to do that venture, bro, just we're here. Yes. And if you ever want to, and if you're ever nearby, you said you're gonna be in New York, upstate New York.
Yeah, I'll be in upstate New York. I'll be in like the Westchester area next month.
But you're not doing like a meet and greet stuff, are you?
I will be doing a meet and greet in New York City.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I definitely, because look, New York is, or even upstate, the U.S. in general was a hotspot for me because I know so many people and opportunities in like Pennsylvania, New York. So I think let's do something. We'll definitely do something in Canada, either the end of this year or early next year for sure.
Yeah, man, we'd love to see you up here, man. It'd be great.
Yeah.
I'll let you go. Thank you, bro. I appreciate it. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay safe.
Yeah. Absolutely.
God bless.
God bless you as well. Take care, my brother.
Take it easy, brother.
Yeah, that'd be awesome, guys, because I was looking, and I have a lot of supporters in India, in Canada, in Australia, and in the UK, in London. That's talking international. That's the highest concentration. So, like the top 5 is the US, Canada, London, or the UK, and then India, then Australia. And so, would love to tap in with everybody internationally for sure. And most importantly, anywhere I go, I want to do some fuel tests as well. So I love to run some vehicles in Canada. That'd be awesome, especially because I can drive. In terms of like if I want to do a fuel test in like the UK, I'm gonna have to somehow ship my fuel over there. I don't know how that will work. It's a hazardous material which it can catch on fire. But yeah, we'd love to do that. I mean, yeah, you said from Canada, exactly. We got a lot of Canadians all the time. Amulet, I'm glad for you, Nature Jab. Yeah, thank you so much, Amulet. Guys, I've known Amulet since, and Amulet has known me before I even started building the machines. You know, Amulet's that much of an OG, so thank you for all your support. All right, let me let you up, Jedi So High, in the Discord. And we're going to be closing out this little Q&A session soon, everybody. We'll be closing it out.
Mic check.
Mic check, I can hear you.
What's going on, boss?
I'm doing great. What about yourself?
I can't complain, man. I'm actually in the great state of Georgia right now, man.
Oh, Georgia.
I got a couple of I got a couple of questions for you.
Sure.
A couple, and just be as brief as you can because there's a few. I just want to pick your brain a little bit. My first one is your education. Are you? What's your education background? Are you self-taught?
Yes, I'm self-taught. I am a certified welder, and that's it.
Okay. And has anybody reached out to you with this notoriety you're getting and this what you're doing? Has anybody reached out to you about any of this? Anybody big ways, or you know what I mean?
Yes. I've had some very large pyrolysis companies reach out to me. I've had some very large energy companies reach out. You know, it's just a matter of you have to make sure you're not being taken advantage of course. Any opportunity, no matter who it is, because you know people see value, especially because
now my bad. Go ahead.
I was saying, especially because in what I'm doing, I have something that even the biggest pyrolysis companies on Earth don't have, and that is a public image. What was that?
Do you have any contemporaries? Like, do you have any? Are there people that you're learning from, or what's inspiring you, or like?
No, I don't have any contemporaries because you can't find anybody on Earth that's building a handmade microwave pyrolysis reactor. I am the only person that's publishing it online, so unfortunately, I've kind of been a lone wolf. Yeah, I've been a lone wolf.
Maybe fortunately. I mean, yes, it's going to be a little more challenging to blaze the trail yourself, but to be a trailblazer is it comes with some baggage, right?
Yeah.
And then my last question is. What are you trying to accomplish? Like, what are you trying to do? And I know, turn plastic or turn our waste into energy, and but like above all that, like let's say this instrument or what you're doing right now was not the thing, you would probably do something else that would blow our minds too, right? So I'm like, what is it? What are you trying to do? I know it's a difficult question.
Well, the most important thing I'm here to do is truly to inspire people, because no matter what I build, I'm one person building one thing, but I can inspire one person that can inspire another person and then eventually literally inspire the entire world. And that's the most important outreach you could possibly have. But in terms of my physical work, the real goal is to find a solution that will commoditize destroying plastic, and it just happens to be that is to turn it into fuel, right? But if I can make value in truly getting rid of plastic and microplastics, that is the number one key above all else, because this is something
so again, generations. Before you thought about this machine, that was your objective, and this machine is just a conduit, is a way to do that.
Yeah. I always knew that whatever I needed to do when it came to inspiring people was to have a platform. And I always been passionate about the health of all of humanity and Earth, and so it all aligned together. And because I saw the plastic problem and I didn't see enough solutions, so I'm like, I'm gonna find a solution. And then it ended up being a thing where I'm like, okay, well, I can share this online because people deserve to know something is being done about this, and people love it. And so now I'm able to have a platform where I can not only do what I do and broadcast what I do, but most importantly, inspire people to find the best version of themselves to work on what they're meant to do, and we all collectively can come up with solutions. If I can have a few people in this world inspired to be as passionate and as hardworking and apply themselves like I do, the world will be a different place, without a doubt.
All right, excellent. And I want to just leave you with this. I was thinking about plastic a while ago, and I was just thinking about just life and technology, and how technology can take us out. If we don't use it properly. And I was like, man. We could have signed our death sentence a long time ago, because technology, it takes a while for it to catch up for us to realize that we're bleeding, you know what I mean? Because it's such a fine cut. And I was like, man, plastic could have killed us a long time ago. Like when we engineered plastic, that could have been our death sentence. That could have been the end of humanity. and to see, and I thought that was a pretty decent theory. I was like, man, it's killing, it can't be digested or blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But as we go along into the future, that same technology that could have been our death sentence, the new people and new technology could be saving us from our own nooses, you know what I mean? And yeah. So I think that's really dope that not only we found organisms that can now digest plastic, we've actually found ways to use it for energy, and it's brilliant what you're doing. Keep it up, and thanks for having this Discord for me to get on here and talk with you. Good luck with everything, man. Be good out there.
Absolutely, thank you. And to everybody that made it out today, thank you for all your questions. I'm gonna try to do this once a week. Mind you, I said try because I got a lot of traveling stuff, and I had to kind of have a whole setup to do this. I see you have a question, Rico. Just one question, one quick question, and then because we're at the time limit now here, and I'm about to get off. But yes.
All right. So I was wondering. Obviously, you don't have any location to store any of your plastic or anything as of yet. But if you were to find a company similar to the Ocean Cleanup that is picking up thousands and thousands of pounds of plastic every single day and have it shipped out to you, what exactly do you know how much you would be able to process of that plastic within a day or like throughout the process?
Yeah, that's a great question. So with my current machine, when I make it continuous, it will only be able to probably process about 100 pounds a day. But with Mark V, the goal is to process at least half a ton to 2 tons a day. And then the goal from that point would be once we can have that model completely, what's that word? Completely optimized. The goal would be, okay, now we can have multiple of these machines back to back, to do whatever we need to do. So there could be like 5 Mark Vs, depending upon the scale of how much plastic is coming into one particular area. Because I don't want to make the machine so huge to where like it becomes a nuisance to all of people in society and neighborhoods and stuff, and an eyesore or anything like that. But the machines can be just big enough to where they can make a big dent because they're continuous and they just have a lot of power going in. But then at the same time, they're still at a size where they can handle enough plastic. So Mark V will be a little bit bigger than Mark 4.5. Like Mark 4.5 is 10 foot long right now and 3 foot wide. I would assume Mark V would be probably like maybe 5 foot wide and 20 foot long, just for instance.
Got you. Well, thank you very much for your time, Julian. I do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We'll talk more in the future.
All right. Take care, Rico. Good to see you. And thank you all on Discord for stopping by. And like I said, I'll try to do this weekly, just to connect with the community and answer questions people may have. So thank you guys very much. Thank you guys on YouTube Live as well for asking questions. Yeah, guys, take care on the Discord. On YouTube, I see, thank you for the $2 super chat. Nos H, you said, is it possible to come and work with you for a while? Not currently, not until I get my warehouse space. Nobody's allowed to be at the location I'm at currently for my safety, most importantly, because I don't want my location disclosed. Because I'm in a location nobody knows, right? And the only way to keep it that way is not to disclose it. Anyway, thank you guys very much on the YouTube chat for stopping by. Remember, guys, I'm coming to Chicago next week. I'll go ahead and end the YouTube live stream here. I think we'll let in like one more person on the Instagram, and then we'll call it there. How do I do this?